Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best. Before today's segment, we want to give you a chance to win a real cool prize. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Join now for your chance to win an autographed Doug Gilmour Flame jersey, the real leader of the '89 Flames Cup-winning team, the club's best-looking jersey. Join us on Twitter and Facebook to win. It's that easy. This is modern technology.
I know.
This is old school.
That's
We
right.
always gave Eddie a rough time about that manual typewriter he used until pretty much he
It's
left.
the same thing, though. Oh, yeah. I'd go back to the manual typewriter.
Would you? I'm sure you would.
Except for tearing those scripts all the time, you know, you have six copies?
Yeah.
That took forever.
Jesus.
That took my creative juices away
No
from what
kidding.
I was wanting.
Especially when you're like me and you got it 5 minutes to airtime.
Danny, help!
Talk about some injuries around. I've never seen a team, you know, the Flames injured. I mean, what, 7 guys out? Who's going to be the first guy back? Are they going to get some immediate help?
Yeah, you know, we mentioned at the beginning before the Flames came back to beat Minnesota and Jerome get 500. The Flames have gone on the road. We're dismal. I know they won in Vancouver and they won right after in Columbus, but they were so bad after that. I think to fairly judge this team, they have a lot of guys out. Giordano's been out a long time. Maybe he's coming back real soon. Alex Tanguay went out with an upper body injury. I think that is significant. But when Derek Smith went out on defense,
right,
that's when the defense fell apart. Chris Butler playing way too much. So I think to truly assess the Flames, they were okay at best before.
Yeah.
But now with these injuries, Mike, they're an American Hockey League team at best with Kipper and Iggy. So I think the injuries have really hurt the Flames big time. Scott Hannon went out too.
Yep. Are you surprised Feaster hasn't done anything, or are his hands
He did
tied?
make a trade. He
Yeah,
got Blair
okay.
Jones.
Yeah, okay.
He got Blair Jones, a center, who had
Me and Blair Jones, we got a thing. No,
me and Mrs. Jones, 1972.
yeah.
What can he do, Mike? I mean, what can he do? What,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think now is the time. Now is the time. But again, because of the injuries, can you properly assess where this team is at right now? I think the injuries are kind of skewing how this team is looking for everybody right now. So the Flames might use the injuries as an excuse right now, saying we're not going to make any rash decisions. But don't get me going on Jerome McGinley or Kipper. To me, to trade those two guys before the day, we've got 7 weeks approximately before February 27th, trade deadline day. I think Feaster and the Flames have to make bold moves and make a big deal for the future.
There's a lot of good teams out there with a lot of cap space, Grant, and the Flames have a little, but not as much as they would like.
Here's a project I think you and I should do. We should look at the Team Canada World Junior roster. Who are the best can't-miss prospects on that team? What teams do they belong to? And I think that's who we go after. Do you want to go after one of the top players on that team? Got to find out. Is it Tampa Bay? How about Pittsburgh right now? Pittsburgh has got so many injuries right now. Besides Sidney Crosby, is it James Neal's gone down?
Yep.
Jordan Stahl?
Yep.
Now, I mean, they've survived miraculously over the last year with big guys going out, Malkin and Stahl and Crosby at some time last year and survived. But how long? They're suffering right now. Are they barely in the playoffs to start this week, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
They're barely in the top 8.
Yeah, and
so maybe they could get a Jerome McGinley or someone like that.
Well, they'd love that. I want to talk to you about Daniel Briere. He made some interesting comments last week about what's wrong with the NHL right now. You've got too many rats running around yapping. Will make a hit because where they normally wouldn't make a hit because they know that no one's going to come back and make them pay the price. He suggested, and Bobby Clark has suggested this too.
Ryan Burke is saying the same thing right now too.
Get rid of the instigator rule.
Well, if you want to, you don't have enough time right here to talk about that.
What?
Well, it's been gone since 1990, or it came in 1992, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So they want it gone.
So the instigator rule, if you take that out, then you're going to have more fighting, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want more fighting in the game?
Well,
I don't.
I just don't.
To
I
me,
hate these little yappers that walk around.
And penalize them.
And let the NHL run its own justice system on
Then
the
penalize.
ice.
Mike, there are rules in there. They can penalize them.
So do you think bringing 2 refs in has solved all the problems, Grant?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying they don't penalize the players enough. So in other words, we have to have these hearings by Brendan Shanahan if a guy has gone a low bridge hit on the knee or it's a headshot. Just call more penalties. There are rules. We didn't need the instigator rule in the World Junior Hockey Association in the championships. Did we? There are rules. So if you just call the rules, you don't need more fighting. So no, to me that's an archaic way of looking at the game.
There would be more fighting, or the fear of more fighting would curb everything?
Did it? I don't think it did before. It didn't curb things before, did it? There was as much fighting before.
Back in the 90s, you know, let's
the
say
instigator rule
before
came
92,
in 92, so in the 80s there was a lot of fighting.
Fighting in the 80s. But the thing is, do you remember guys getting as seriously hurt back then as they are now?
No.
You know.
But I just don't know if the instigator rule, to me, it would add more fighting to the game, and I don't want to see more fighting into the game. If a fight breaks out because 2 guys of equal caliber are pissed off at each other and something breaks out, that's okay. But Mike, I don't want to see more. I truly enjoyed the World Junior Championships. I thought it was excellent hockey. The best players in a short term, without fighting involved, I thought it was outstanding. So to me, if you take out the instigator rule, you're going to get more fighting in the game. I think that's archaic. That's taken 3 steps backwards in the game.
Tired of going to redneck barbecues? Well, you better call Rocky Mountain Barbecue. Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best. Great tasting food, clean and efficient service. Check us out online or call Rocky Mountain Barbecue.